first time that I fished for reds, I didn't catch any because I had no clue what I was doing. Trent, do you remember the first time you fished for reds?
Yeah.
Dude, were you pissed? So these fish don't eat bait. They don't chase lures. You're actually bobbing a line down the river, and as this salmon swim up, they like kind of like have their mouth open, and you drift your line right into their mouth, and then you set the hook.
That's it.
Yeah. So this is like hunting stuff.
Nice.
You're not changing colors. You're not changing baits. It has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with technique and getting that line to go into their mouth so that you can then set the hook.
And so when we call them reds, what's the actual name of them?
Sockeye.
Sockeye salmon.
Yeah. Lori probably knows more about that, but
so sockeye salmon are known as reds.
Yep.
Interesting.
I like Gamakatsus, and there's another brand that we'll use that are sharp, but we do a bead just because then at night it's easier to see. That way you know where your hook is. But there's a distance between the hook and the weight. 18 inches is the minimum of what you need to have. But we do longer. We usually do, I do the whole length of an arm and plus a half is
Cool.
typically what we do for the leader. And then as far as leader the weight, once it drops down, and I'll show you for instruction, but what it is it drops down, and then as it goes and kind of like goes down the river a little bit, when you go to sweep it, it's allowing this weight to keep this down, and so you're literally flipping it to put it in its mouth. So what you're gonna do, and you're not gonna have to change the length of this too much, I mean like once in a while, but rule of thumb, always have your weight at least the length of your rod, if not a little bit longer. The fish should be shallow, but they may be a little bit. We'll figure out where they're at today.
Okay.
So at least the length of this, if not a little bit longer. What you're gonna do, I like to do two hands. Some people like one hand. I like to take my left hand to kind of like feather it with my finger, just to give it a little bit enough. So that way, say you're out of the water, and then you're gonna flip out, and I'll show you out there in a sec. But once it drops, you're gonna feel it go boop, boop. I usually count 1, 2, 3 and swoop to the left. So it's gonna be
Okay.
We're not gonna have to walk out very far.
Gotcha.
These are probably even more shallow. This is a little deeper just because it's kind of a little bit of a pool. But if you head out, weight drops, you feel count 1, 2, 3, and then sweep back to the left. Flip out. 1, 2, 3, sweep to the left. So what you're doing is you're going straight in front of you, letting that weight drop, and then as it bounces, then come back and sweep. And if you keep your rod tip low and to the side, it's less likely to snag and actually get them in the mouth. Sometimes in once in a while they'll snag. Legal-wise, so all fish have to be in the mouth to be able to keep. Anything else we have to throw back.
Cool.
And then if you feel like you're not getting a good drift, either you maybe get caught on something, or if you go up too far, it will hang up on rocks a little bit. So directly out in front of you, and then just kind of give it a good sweeping motion. I like to use my side sometimes, and then come back.
Am I gonna feel like while that drag or it's drifting? Am I gonna feel any bite, or if I or not?
A lot of times, what you do is if you feel it all of a sudden suddenly stop, set the hook. Since setting hooks are free, is what we say. And then also you'll start to kind of notice the difference on if you feel that that's a fish, the way it bumps into them. Sometimes it'll be like the weight into the nose or something. You'll start to feel that little bit of difference.
Okay.
But when in doubt, set that hook, keep it low. And and the other thing I didn't say is if you're fighting the fish, what you want to make sure you do is keep that rod. I know with salt water the reaction is up.
Right.
For the hook. With this, you're going to keep it to the side and low. I like to use my elbow a lot of times against the butt of the rod.
Yeah.
I'll talk you through it, but you basically want to have the line tight, keep it low, and walk it in this direction, because a lot of times it will put them into softer water than this way.
Okay. And so bring them in, drag them up, and
And then what I'll do is I'll come below you to net it.
for sure.
If for some reason I'm not able to, then I'll you can beach it.
Cool.
The only risk about beaching is sometimes it comes off.
Yeah.
But you've got a good set hook there.
Okay.
And as it gets a little bit lighter, we'll see if there's any, we can start to see the fish. But I'm seeing them roll there, which is a
Very cool. Well, thank you.
yeah.
Got one. Oh. To the side. Yep, I went like that. Yeah, but I lifted up my rod. Nice. Yeah.
Jackpot.
Yeah. However, I don't know how you want to. Ooh.
Oh, sorry. Well, best way, especially for proper handling on fish.
Yeah.
Because actually, a lot of people don't know. So fish and they'd be stiff. They would be so stiff, hard. They'd have flies on them, and they just weren't. People didn't know.
Yeah.
So we like to teach proper fish handling, fish care. And so, best thing to do is to bonk them. So, it's bonk them. That way, it kind of gets them out and stuns them. That way, they're not moving around as much. So bonk. And then, as far as cutting the gills, it's best to cut the gills right away, both sides. A lot of people want to do photos. If you do photos, make sure you gill it right away. Otherwise, you can wait till later to do photos.
Oh, yeah.
But with it, it's important because that blood, it's less likely to get stuff into the meat. And then if it has any type of parasites as well, it keeps it from getting into the meat. So what you want to do is you want to gill both sides. I just take a little cheap knife like this.
Yeah.
Handy, and then just come from both sides to cut down onto the gills. And it's best to do both sides.
Just right down the middle.
Just right down the middle.
And so that's bleeding the fish essentially, gets it all out, doesn't get cool.
Yeah.
I think it tastes less fishy too.
Yeah.
Yeah, less fishy. It's almost like, and then also, it's less likely to have any clots in the meat and everything
For sure.
too. So, and then from here, then put them on a stringer.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll definitely go over for filleting them and everything.
Cool.
But yeah, and it's best even saltwater fish, any type of fishing, to always make sure that they're gilled right away. Or
Awesome.
Cut the gills.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, good job.
Nice. Oh.
Walk back. Keep that tension on there and you'll be good. Got a good hook, dude. Walk back. There it is.
Sorry, I was trying to get the video in my face.
You're fine. That's awesome.
Nice fish. By their mouth. And
Okay.
They're distinguishing. Sometimes so like this has got like a kind of like a beveled nose right here.
Okay.
So this is for a male, and then the female is more like a smaller beak mouth. It's almost like a little bird.
Okay.
And they're next to each other. So yeah.
Awesome.
So sockeye red salmon, and then a female that's more like smaller.
Okay.
Smaller in the mouth. So
Yeah.
like kind of like a, I don't know, they kind of remind me of a beak, like a bird.
Yeah.
And then these will, and then as they get older, or not older, but like, yeah, more mature for spawning, these will get stronger.
Yeah.
And then these will also start to turn, they'll go blush and then eventually red.
Wow.
They'll go like deep red when they start spawning. And then at that point, the meat will be mushy and you don't want it.
So 2 years old, like, is that safe to say since they're coming back?
They would be, let's see, they live in here for about 1 to 2 years. I'm trying to remember of all the life cycles. And then they're out there for 2. So these are about 4 to 5 years old. So I've got a lot of the Temple Fork Outfitter fly rods, and then we do have some Kenai red rods, which are from local place that we purchased them from here. But but the 8-9 weight is really key, just to give you, it gives you still that fun fight, but also enough backbone.
Backbone for it. Very cool.
I mean, granted, there's times that they may pop.
It does, yeah. That's fishing.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
You know what would happen? No, you wouldn't. No, but if I had one, you know what would happen?
Yeah, you drop it in the river.
No, Travis would steal it. We get the seconds on all the fishing stuff. He's like, honey, I bought a new reel for you. And then it's his.
Nice job, man. Sweet.
That's a big old boy.
Heck yeah. So we're here on the river. I forgot my rain jacket, so I'm borrowing one, thank goodness. And it has rained almost every day we've been here, but it's been a great time. Another adventure here. We're floating down. We parked the boats all the way down there. Now we're casting out, trying to grab these sockeyes, or reds. If you haven't already, remember to hit that like and the subscribe button. We really appreciate all the love and support you've given our channel as we continue to bring you great hunting and fishing videos just like this, amazing gear reviews, and additional content. So hit the like, subscribe, ring that bell next to it, and let's go fishing.
Lori.
Like I knew that there were some shadows coming by.
Called it.
Oh,
Take the rod that way.
gotcha. I don't know why I did that.
Thank you, Landon.
You what?
Yeah. Oh, there. Oh.
There it is.
Oh. Ooh.
So this is sea lice that's on here. And so 2 things with it. It means it's super, super fresh, just out of the inlet there for going from ocean to river. So ocean to saltwater to freshwater. The other side of it, this is how a lot of those parasites are carried. And so they end up getting through these, and then that's how a lot of them end up having those worms.
Wow. Okay.
So it's kind of like, it's like a good thing, a bad thing. Good thing means it's fresh, and it's not bad. It's just one of the things about nature. And we'll probably come across them as we're filleting them, and then as long as they're cooked, they don't hurt you, bother you, and you can pick them out.
But some people don't even know it.
A lot of times I don't tell people because I don't want to scare them or disgust them.
That's interesting. That's actually really interesting. I would have never known what that was unless you would have said something. So
and the other thing about it is, Travis, there was one time we were at Goober Landing and we cooked the fish. And this is one of the reasons I tell people not to do fresh water or fresh salmon on the water when you cook it. It's always best to freeze it if you can before you eat it. Unless it's like flash frozen in like sashimi style places. But because it will kill any parasites, and we ended up doing a fresh one that somebody cooked, and then he ate it and then warmed it back up, had some leftovers, made a sandwich, and one of the worms was still.
He's working it back.
Oh, he's doing the right thing with the rod.
Little man. He's a better fisherman than I am.
That's not saying much.
Oh man. No, you put down. You put down. Please, dear Lord, please. Please let him get that fish, dear Lord. Please let him get that fish. That it really is. And that's what this is about. It's not about just nailing every single fish or getting everything. That right there is the perfect example of why we're addicted to this and why we absolutely love it. Good for him, man. Good for him.
Okay, so this is one of the tricks we do for when we fillet. It's really nice, especially if you're by yourself. A lot of times it's just a pain to do a bag and it spills over. So just take any bucket, we just have like a roast bucket. And then these are tops that you can buy. These are actually made to where you can put your lures in it. So especially people that are running like plugs and stuff. So this is the type of style, but you just put your trash bag in here, literally just shut it down. And then we are going to use that and it can actually be also used as a bail bucket and a trash bag. So it's a 3-in-1 for this, especially for a drift boat. And then we'll take our fillets and everything and throw them in there, and then you're not worrying about it moving. And then once we start filling it up, we'll tie it off, and then we'll put one in again.
So you're putting fillets in there.
We're gonna put our fillets.
That makes it so much clean and easier.
Yep.
And everything is just clean, only in there, done.
And
Sweet.
I'll do the carcasses in here in the meantime, so I don't chuck them and hit everybody with them.
Sure.
So I'll just throw the carcasses in that. So this for the sockeye, well, for any type of salmon, is really good. A lot of people love the bellies for smoking. So, actually, this just to show, this is one that was bitten by a seal, and sometimes it can be from a prop from boats, but that one's definitely a seal. They come in and try to pick the fish. And then these are these little black marks are from the nets with commercial nets, or set netters, or another term that people use. So. And then, so for the bellies, best thing is actually to take I like to take it so you can grip in the, kind of like in that gill plate. Take it up underneath the, and so using super sharp knives, Landon makes nothing but the best. Amazing stuff. So for the belly, I go right behind the fins, pectoral fins, and then you can literally just make sure you grab it so you don't cut yourself. You just take one swoop and up, and then you got yourself the belly. And then underneath the pectoral fin, I like to take it from here. Everybody does it different, but I like it so that way you can actually grab it and take a hold and then flip your knife down. Whatever knife you're using, you want to go to where you're not fully through the backbone, but you're going to hear it. Some people do like a sawing motion. It's actually better to just not do that. If you take it and you can just kind of go against the backbone there, you can either kind of do it one swoop, or depending on how good or however, then you got yourself a fillet, and then you see the backbone there. And then actually this is what I was talking about with those worms.
Oh yeah, okay.
So there's like little ones here. And then you can either take it from the tail or the head. However, just make sure it's like you got a good grasp on it, and that's always best to cut away. So same thing, backbone. So, and if you just kind of take it, you can do like one fillet down like that, or you can take it and also do a thing about scissoring is it will give it a little bit of a jagged, but also like that's not a bad thing to do either. It depends on what your blade is. The ribs, so everybody's a little bit different how they do it. I like to take it, and this is where I say not to cut towards you, but yeah. I always take it just enough to get just up underneath the little bit of the rib part. So I'll just take like a little bit of a tip there. Some people can do the ribs just as they do the meat, like when they're cutting it. I have not perfected that. And Travis is way quicker at this than I am when it comes to filleting. Oh wow, rocking it down there. So you can either, one of two ways. You can take it against you, and then one, you can just kind of slowly come and do this. Just do like babiness, like literally just like little bit by little bit. Or what you can do is you can take your knife, come in, turn it, and then take your blade that way. So there's a couple different ways you can do a rib. So it depends on what you feel comfortable with. So you can tell like underneath here, I've got my knife to the rib. So that's one way to do it. Oh, the kid's got another one. Woo, go! Oh,
that's awesome. Good for him.
Let's go take that kid's spot.
Yeah. Isn't that where you were at, Trent and Mark? That was where, or Landon, you might have been there. If you can get this. As long as it doesn't have any bones, then you're good. Some of it will have a little bit of white, but it's okay. A lot of people chuck these in the water, but here on the Casilla, for some reason, it tends to slow the fishing down. So a lot of people will not do that. They'll hold them and then they'll throw them in so that they don't mess somebody up on fishing. Your thing, and then you kind of come up and you can kind of see your blade underneath that whiteness right there. That's another way that you can take the ribs off. By the time the season ends too, I'll have these like down to a T. The guys are a lot quicker than I am right now. And we always let people know that we'll fillet them on the river. There are some places that will keep them whole, but I don't like to do that because it's better to get them all cut and it's better on the meat. Oh, another one. All right, guys, you better step it up. So, and this one's got a nice little play. So you can, like I say, either chop it, or if you got that sharp knife, it's nicer to just, as long as you got a good handle on it,
yeah,
come through with a smooth cut. And you got yourself a nice belly right there. You'll hear it kind of crack and hit that bone. You can kind of like, I don't know if you can hear that.
Yeah.
So you can either do that and kind of come, or that's kind of like the saw-like, but that is not You got one? Oh.
You're not just ripping up and down. Like
no, it's more of like knowing where that backbone is.
Gotcha. You just follow all the way down.
All the way down.
Cool.
Yeah.
Damn, look at that.
Just to make sure your hands aren't too slimy, because otherwise it will tend to slide a lot and it's just a lot more unsafe.
Yeah.
Ooh. You can take a head off. May not be all the way good. At least some. Well, not bad. I didn't. Losing that little bit on that handle got me. It's one that it's like, after eating this, you definitely get spoiled by how well, like how yummy these taste, for sure. Darn it, guys, you gave up your good spot.
Start throwing rocks down.
And then this is like another way, depending on how people are, you can like just literally shave it like this if you wanted. If you got a sharp knife, you can just kind of peel it back and do this.
Wow.
That's another way to do it. This takes a little bit longer, so if you got a lot of fish to do, but it's also one of the ways to like not have much meat taken away. Not that these need to be cleaned up, but I'll just do that little bit right there. Just a little bit right there. I kept this out longer today, but I also wanted to try to get us into more fish if we could, and it's just been actually a really nice day for me too.
Oh, it's been awesome. And speaking of being awesome, so tell everybody where they can find y'all, your Instagram or your Facebook pages. If y'all want to come fishing, or where they want to come fishing, where can they find y'all?
All right, so Fish'em LLC, as far as our website, is www.fishem.net. That's FISHEM.net. And you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, pretty much all of the social media sites at Fish'em LLC. And we'd love to have you on there. Please ask questions. We're very family oriented. We get a lot of questions, people coming up to Alaska that want to learn, know about fishing, know about the state. My husband's retired Army. We're veteran owned, small business. We're also women owned. So yeah, look us up and we'd love to connect with you.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Guys, go check them out. You will not be disappointed. I can honestly say this is the first time I fished with them, and I'm impressed. I've had a blast today. Guys, I'll be honest. I only caught like 2 fish. I hooked into a ton. It's a learning experience, but I would not have been able to do it without them. So go check them out. What I'm going to do is I'll put all of their links and information, phone numbers, Instagram, Facebook, you name it, all in the description below. All you have to do, go in the description, click the links, shoot you straight over. I'm Mark O'Neill with O'Neill Outdoors. Y'all take care. Stay safe.